Hi everyone, so today I'm doing a demo video for my web application for target number 3, which is about flight management. So I already started the server on port 3000 and then I went to localhost 3000 to open the home page of my web application. So next I'm gonna start exploring all the tables that I have here. Start with the flight table. So when I go to the flight tab, you can see that I have all the flight ID with its information here. And I'm gonna start searching for a flight ID. For example, US 176. Then click search. And you can see that I got the flight ID here, and then all of its information. I can also edit the flight information. So here you can see that we're gonna get a update flight information form that it's already filled with old information. So I'm gonna updating the departure date, example of December 10th. I can also update the arrival airport, which is okay, and then click submit, and the flight is successfully updated. Now go back to flight, and I want to add a flight as well by clicking add flight, and then I'm gonna start filling all the information. Okay, and click submit. So I just successfully add a new flight. However, if you try to enter a flight ID that it's already existed in the database, then it will give you an error or a message which say that the flight ID already existed. And I'll go back to flight. Now I'm gonna search for the flight ID I just created. Yeah, and you can see that you can see all its information here. And I can also delete a flight information by clicking the delete button. And if you try to search for US000 again, there will be no data. Shown. However, if I try to delete a flight information, for example, the flight ID US 176, it will give me an error, which is because this flight ID has already been referenced by another table, which is the boarding table. So now I'm going to moving on to the boarding tab. So in this tab, I can basically do all the same operation as in the flight tab. For example, search, add boarding information, edit a boarding information, or delete it. However, I want to introduce a new feature, which is view gate. For example, you have the boarding ID 101, and then you want to see which aircraft it's at, which gate and aircraft for this boarding ID. Then I'm gonna click view gate, and you will get a gate aircraft information, which tells you that the aircraft code 310 is parking at gate B7. Okay, go back to boarding. For example, if I go to add boarding information, I will get a form like this that I need to fill in. Same for edit, and then I can also delete a table, and it should give you no error because this boarding ID is not referenced by any other table. So lastly, I'll go to the airplane tab. So here, besides the search, add and edit operation, you can also view the maintenance information and service information of a aircraft code. So for example, I'll search for 119 aircraft code, and then I'm going to click I want to view the maintenance information. I'll click view here, and then you can see that we have the maintenance ID is 6, refueling is no, cleaning is yes. Go back to airplane, search for the aircraft code again, and I want to see the service information, so I click view here, and you can see that we have service ID, we have food, beverage, movie, and Wi-Fi information. Okay, now go back to airplane. Yeah. So for example, you want to add an airplane. Okay, I'll enter some random information. So this gives you an error because the maintenance ID and the service ID has already been used by another aircraft code. So I'm gonna enter a new maintenance ID and service ID that has not been used. Submit, and you can see that I just successfully added a new airplane. And when I go back to airplane, I search for the aircraft code, and I'm gonna click I want to view the maintenance information. So you can see that the table is blank, which is because the aircraft code is just added, so we got no information for the refueling and cleaning yet. Same for the service information. Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of my demo video for my web application. Thank you for watching.